All right. First things first, before we hit the trail. My duty. Goodbye, Spruce Camp. If that is your name, I think it is. Alrighty. Day 4. We are on our way, 6:07 in the a.m. I slept, I suppose, about as well as I could, which is not very well to begin with. So, got a little bit of a 825-foot walk to get back to the trail. Has skylights in the cabin there, so it was right over me, and I couldn't hear the birds, but as soon as I opened my eyes, I checked the clock, and like, right on the money. Almost 5 o'clock. So, the shelter I thought I was going to make it to yesterday, Corliss, there was no way. That's like it's 7 miles today, and then the next one's going to be pushing it to about what I've been doing. So I can't win either way here. I was thinking of doing shorter miles, not beat myself up, but that's not going to happen. Actually, I thought I might be going into town today, but that's not going to happen either, which is fine. I've planned for that. But I do think I will probably see when I go in for my resupply, unless I can connect with my wife to see if she can look, place to stay just overnight. And just get cleaned up, get these videos uploaded, and kind of just get caught up on stuff. Take a break, sleep in a nice bed. So, here we go. Whew. There's some muck. These are some tall ferns. Going through the jungle here. So in normal fashion, shoes are damp and socks are still damp, so you put them on wet. Not as bad as before. And with the exception of a big climb up here on this ridge walk is nice. If it stays, rumor has it the trail gets kinder, but I don't believe hikers, they lie. So I can tell you you're almost there and you still got 3 miles to go. That type of stuff. So, I'm hoping the trail is kinder today. Bowen Mountain, 2,200 feet. Supposed to have some views possibly today. There's a climb coming up. So, it's nice out, so that'll help. It's been over a day that it hasn't rained, so hopefully it keeps the mud to a minimum. Alrighty, just come from there. Arrow. This looks like an old road. And right there, I've done that in Virginia. Long day. I think it's one of my first long days. 25 miles, I couldn't find a place to camp. I found basically that in the middle of the woods. And I was really surprised my tent stakes went into it, but that's that's what I did. And so what I'm noticing, especially yesterday, the closer I got to, I think it's Route 118, there are places where people were tenting. And so I'm hoping that becomes the norm, where you can find a stealth site for the night if needed, if you can't quite make it. That's always a bonus to know that you got that. Oh, I see a hill over there. I wonder if that's where I'm going up. Supposed to have views today. Onward. Nothing. I hear the next peak going down. There's a little spot, but at the moment, nothing. It's official. All right. Just met two no-blow through hikers. Sugar Wolf is a guy, and Water Mule is a lady. I just met on top of that peak where you saw I just posted. And they're heading toward Tolston Camp. I think that's the one they're heading to today. And of course, you're asking about the trail, and they both say my day is going to be cruisy, which I'm really so glad. I mean, if it's like this, I'll take it. And then I was letting her know about hers. She goes, am I going to have to go out through Devil's Gulch? I said, yeah, and there's a long stair climb out. I said, I did that at the end of my day trying to make it to camp, and it just beat the snot out of me. And she's like, oh, I have to do that at the end. Yep. And she goes, it's not nothing I haven't done before. So there you go. Just embrace the suck. And the other guy's like, did you hear me cussing? I said, no. Did it sound like me, muttering I have to go up a bleeping hill? He goes, no, I just fell. So, yeah, everything's fair game out here. Down here we go. That's Rocky Rudy. I'm going to put the phone away for this. All right, Round Top Shelter, 8.1 miles. I've gone, according to this, 6.8 already. It's been cruisy. There's a camp there. Not sure if I'm going to, depends on how far it is. I was going to take a break. We'll see. There's a camp. A nice looking camp. Looks like you got a second floor loft. Glass windows. Picnic table. Oh, that's nice. I was going to try to make it to that one, but it didn't work out because that would put me in good standing for tomorrow. But I'm just looking for the water source. It says 300 feet. It's got to be this. If this is the water source. Could be wrong. Trail does continue. That's what we're talking about. There's a nice flow. Get some water, take a break. Alright. That's where I started. First night I stayed there. Yesterday I stayed there. I'm currently right here and I'm in good time. I got this little uphill, a couple little downhills to get to here where I'm planning on staying the night. And then going into town for my resupply. And I may do a Nero. Find someplace, hotel or hostel or something. That's the goal. So far it's been a pretty good day. I just met two AT through hikers. Plinko and Wormwood. They did know the people that I'm trying to catch up to. I don't know if I'll catch up to them, but they're crazy. Because this is not the AT. AT was a ways back, so they're doing this. Then they're going to go back and finish the AT all the way up to Katahdin. They both have about 103 days in, or 100 something days. Very light days in, I think. They got to be cruising, but they're younger. And they said this day has been the cruisiest for them too. So, hope for the best for me. I'll take this. It is a gradual climb. And there's supposed to be some views on the other side as I go down. Yikes. Green Mountain Club wants proof. Man, there's a hill there. one of my hills. Is that Killington? I don't know what that is. Supposedly this would be a nice view downhill from here. I'm gonna take a break first. Kudos for getting your picture in front of the sign.
That's what I said, but I don't know.
Camera doesn't do it justice. This is one big ledge. Seems like it goes forever. I'm assuming I'm going right underneath it, but let's see. A little sketchy here. Oh, I make the drop, but I hit a root. Wow. Massive. Look at that. You could sleep right there. Cowboy camp. Of course, if you had a hammock, plenty of spots. I'll tell you what. If I could find a lightweight hammock gear, and I heard the heaviest part is a tarp, and they do make a Dyneema tarp, I would consider the extra weight, leave the tent behind, and carry a hammock. Especially to these places where the terrain is just unforgiving, where you can't find a place to tent if you get too tired. You gotta push. So, got under 6 to go, so we're gonna push. Man, did I get off trail. I kept following that. It took me deep into the woods, and I looked at my app. I said, there's no way. This is the turn. There's a blaze. That's a waste of time. So right from there, it's this rock. Because I was looking across for stuff, and I couldn't see it. And I'm like, is this really the trail? And then I saw that cut log, and I'm like, they wouldn't cut it if this wasn't a trail. And just ahead is a blaze. So yeah, you gotta know when to turn back and reroute. Good thing I got the Far Out app with the trail on it. Another big ledge. Yeesh. But there's a blaze right there. There's not a blaze. I haven't seen one yet. But it is matted down over here, so that's a good sign. But I will look for another blaze. Quick water break here. Just long enough to filter some water, refill my bottle, swig some down. Off we go. Oh, looks like the first road that I have to cross. Cotting Hollow. Gonna cross that, and then it's my first of 2 humps, and I'm hoping they're small humps. Alright, you take it right out of there, do a little road walking. I see a sign on the left. Oh, there must be other parking. Oh, somebody had a bad day. There we go. Oh, short-lived. Let's hope the little humps are. Okay, from what I learned recently, the rule of thumb to figure out what they use the land for around one of these stone walls, if it has only large stones, it was used for dairy. If there are little stones mixed in with them, it was used for agriculture. This looks like dairy to me. What do you think? I think I gotta go left. There's a little swimming hole down there. Alrighty, so we appear to be on the downside of the first hump. One more road to cross, one more hump to go up, and then we'll be going down to the shelter, which is going to get me there my earliest day yet. So that'll be good. I get set up easy. I'm hoping it's a good water source where I can maybe rinse these clothes out and do a little hiker laundry. And if I can, I'll show you that. For some reason, I left my tripod at home. So yeah. And for my granddaughter, hey Madison, how are you? My last road, which is a good thing. The bad thing, if you can see there in the background, I gotta get up that whole little bitty hill first. No trail magic. Vermont. Well, it's a bit of a walk down to get the water. Here we go. Made it to the Round Top Shelter. Water's a bit of a chore. So I've done 14 plus today, I believe. And I think I'm going to Route 15 tomorrow. 3.3 miles. My resupply and hopefully my wallet. There's been rumor that mice live in here. Hang your pack, so I'm hoping to find a tenting site. This could be the site. Really don't want to stay in the mice area. Something down there a little further, I might check that out too. So I did some laundry today. Got to camp really early, which was really nice. It was very cruisy on the trail today. It wasn't, obviously there's a lot of ups and downs and stuff, but I got 3 miles to go to get into town for tomorrow, get my resupply and hopefully my wallet. I'll be taking that laundry down shortly, 6:30ish now. I've been editing videos. I'll take that down, use my string to hang up my bear bag, currently in my tent. So I was in my tent, did my cooking, ate supper. The bugs are just horrible. They're currently not around, so I'm going to take some time and go out there and hang my bear bag and call it a night. And that'll be it for today. So we'll see you later. Good night, Madison. Hope you have a good night sleeping, and love you, honey.